game's loading up right now. We'll see what happens. At least he has Corporate Mundo. That's a definite plus. Just Alt-Tab a couple times.
There we go. Yeah, Corporate Mundo, Brolov, Victorious Elise, Pool Party Leona. Got all the skins coming out. Rocket Girl Trist.
One of the big things to note too is Olaf actually does quite well against like Mundo or Shyvana, strictly because he does true damage and he chunks so hard. So we'll see how Mundo does against him this time, since last game when he played Renekton, he kind of got destroyed.
Yeah, I'm hoping that Mundo will just be able to outlast a little better.
What you can do well as Mundo is you can kind of sit underneath your tower and just throw cleavers all day.
Yeah.
To just like CS, and since the cleaver does so much damage early on, like he should be able to hold himself quite well.
Yep.
And then we're in the game here. We have standard buys from everyone at the start. Pretty much everybody just buys Dorns now in pots.
Yeah.
It's the go-to thing for everybody. Other than that, everyone's kind of like splitting up into the lanes standard.
Welcome
just to watch.
Summoner's
Elise is pinging, blue pinged once, but they're just kind of like everybody's just splitting up to watch and just stop and bait. Nobody really wants to commit to anything too drastic, I feel like.
Very, very safe
Passive
start.
Yeah, passive start.
Which we expected from blue. From red, potential for a level 1, but they just said, nah, we're good.
30 seconds
we're
until minions
good.
spawn.
We see Thresh doing a dance in the middle. He's just hanging out. Yeah, doing his rave.
Brolov just kind of cleaning those graggy ice axes.
His beer boxes.
Kale trying to dance awkwardly.
We saw the first blood last game come in bot lane after like a kind of a trade, and then it was just an Elise roam bottom because of a gank. But this time as well, they've swapped sides on the map, so we'll see positive space playing on blue side, and then negative space will be on the purple side or red side this time, or purple side of the map, depending on how you look at it.
Purplish reddish. Yeah. I always like just the strict red blue because it was just so distinct.
Well, but everybody knows it as red and purple, or blue and purple, which is the problem, and the minions aren't even like red.
I know it is blue and red.
Yeah,
but I'm not part of everybody. Alrighty, Triss has started with her E, so if there is anybody waiting in that tri-brush, she would have been dead. She's okay. She's okay. Of course, LeBlanc, not exactly known for her wave player. She's getting muscled pretty hard here.
Yeah, she's going to... Kale's just going to be shoving lane all day to stop LeBlanc from roaming, and as well as just to make it harder for her to CS underneath tower.
Exactly what you really need to do against an early game LeBlanc.
So this time, we didn't have the early fight between Mundo and Olaf, which kind of caused the awkwardness that even started for Renekton. Renekton had to back so early because they were fighting in the bush early on.
Yeah. And like you said, just, tossing cleavers. Calling it good. Chunking the health.
He's just going to play it safe, I find, this game. I don't think he's going to really do anything crazy drastic. That and Mundo scales a little bit better than Olaf most of the time because of he's just become super, super tanked for that game.
Presuming all other things equal. If they didn't get any kills, if they both just farmed top lane.
Exactly.
And their farm was relatively equal, Mundo's probably going to scale better in the end.
Into the super late game. We have a Jarvan in the middle here. Nothing's really going to happen. We had the passive for LeBlanc being popped.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens right now.
It's a little scary for her to go solo so early. And this Thresh isn't going to hook. Okay.
We see Elise and Jarvan both hanging around middle. They're just kind of camping at each other. They're just trying to get either lane going right here. We saw the EQ missing, but they're getting some good damage in on him.
Oh, Flash Cocoon comes in. Doesn't hit the LeBlanc like they may have wanted. Kale's a little weak, though. She's staying in the back, but Elise is doing work. Just, there's the first blood. Spider form chomps.
That's a double buff reset, too. That flash was a little strange to me. I feel like he should have flashed farther. I don't think he should have flashed up there, but I guess what he wants to do is flash up there, hope that they followed, and then EQ'd back over the wall. But
yep. Bot lane seeing some action go in as Leona dives in, cuts back out. Good hook lands on Lucian. And if Tristana's jumping in, you know she wants some blood. She is going to flash for that. Barrier comes out though, so that's a summoner for a summoner.
Yeah, probably not the best thing to happen because flash is flash, but since she is Tristana, she should be safe because she can just jump away instead. So you won't see her going as aggressive.
Oh, and Elise is going
to be an insane force to be reckoned with this game. Because she's got a kill already. Like she should have her abilities finished quite quickly.
It looks like they may be letting a Kha'Zix or a Morgana through because they're going to want to ban this Elise.
Well, it depends. Yeah, I think that Elise should have either been picked up or banned personally.
Yep. There's a little bit of counter jungling going on as well. Enjoying those doubles. Bot lane both backing on blue side as they just want to go and grab some items. Yeah. And top continues to farm.
It's definitely going a lot better for top lane this game. He's just kind of farming, which is the thing that needs to happen, I find.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier for Mundo just to stay back, and he's just throwing briefcases all day.
Yeah, that really is just what he needs to do. Landing him pretty well too to also pick up those CS, not letting that tower CS.
Yeah, and he's staying in lane a lot longer. It's definitely going much better for him. We had a bottom blue side back already, so they've got their items and they should have a distinct advantage in lane over Lucian and Leona.
Lucian does have a longsword and a little mana pot to help him out in addition to the Doran's health, generic start.
Yeah, so he does do more damage, but Tristana went for the boots, so she's definitely going to be able to keep up. She's
got a lot of, and not just tier 1. I mean, tier 2, there's a speed difference between regular boots and speed and whatever upgrade you want.
Tier 2 boots versus tier 1 boots.
Attack speed aside, so there's better damage, better movement speed, and Leona moves in here. Lots of damage coming out from that double passive. Like we said, Leona goes in, hits, stuns. Lucian follows up, and then they just disengage and say, "Hey, how's that missing health feel?" Now Jarvan is moving into the top, and that is going to call for the Bromacia as Elise is moving around here as well. She doesn't have the double buffs, and Olaf completely out of mana. And some pressure going on in mid as well. Back to top lane, we do have...
Mundo should live with his passive.
Yeah, he's fine. He also did have to hit his ult. Elise is getting really, really low. She's very powerful. However, she's still feeling some damage coming in. She's not quite the snowball champ she wants to be.
Well, the biggest thing is Elise hasn't backed yet. Yeah. She hasn't went back to base yet to buy anything. So she's level 5 already. And she's got more CS, and she just wanted the Doran's Blade start. So she just had to back. But she's going to come back right now. Maybe, she just...
Oh, good hook landing on Lucian there. Play following up. And again, Triss jumping forward. That's always...
At this point, it's okay to jump forward because Lucian Lucian doesn't have his barrier. And he was at 1/3 health.
Yeah.
And his flash is down as well. So Lucian has no summoners whatsoever.
Oh, both mids look like they're starting to roam. Probably just moving... Kale is moving for that blue. Missed hook there is not going to grab Leona. Her sundress is in one piece and not ripped up yet. LeBlanc is moving around to this bot lane. She wants to snag a kill. As Kale is going to be moving back to lane thinking, she's going to be getting her blue pretty soon too.
Yeah. And there's actually no wards here. So if they can actually catch this Elise coming in, that'll be the biggest thing for them right now.
Lots of damage coming in, and the LeBlanc does move in. Dodges the cocoon as well. Plenty of damage going to Leona, but they're going to turn on Elise and disengage.
We have a teleport coming in from Mundo, which
nope.
He decided to cancel it, which is a good choice on his part. Like the fight was over at that point. I think if they would have just decided to go for Elise instead of Leona, that would have been a kill for them on Elise for sure.
Yeah, I think if they had started on Leona, but if they had really turned hard onto Elise after the fact. Good hook on Lucian. There's the EW coming in. I love that ult from Leona.
Oh, she's literally saving Lucian right now so many times. Dragon is actually being taken right now by
Elise and Kale,
which is the strength of Elise.
Yep.
Her spider minions do so much damage to stuff.
And then they also tank on top of it, so she's plenty healthy after the fact. I mean, she's half health, but it's better than nearly dead. Yeah. And Kale,
Kale is strong right now. She's very, very strong. She's
chunking pretty well. She's got the Sork boots.
She's just, and like LeBlanc's gonna have a tough time right now. She's got to just farm out as much as she can and try to pick up kills wherever she can. The problem is she's not gonna be able to pick up any kills from mid lane Kale because Kale's just uses it. Kale's intervention is just too much to deal with for LeBlanc.
Yep, that true damage coming in, like you were saying, really chunking against Mundo. But I feel like he's
Mundo's whenever he throws his clear exit though, he technically gains a bit of health, I believe is what it is.
Well, unless it doesn't attack like that one didn't.
Oh, never mind. He doesn't gain it, but like it only costs half. So as long as he's always hitting his cleavers, he's actually not hurting himself too much. And then his passive regen on health is just strong.
That's the big thing is that if he's able to land it, then the regen soon enough should be able to make up for it. Plus, he has burned in some health pots.
Yeah, and we see Kale and Elise coming top, and they are going to tower dive this Mundo here.
Oh,
and they're going to take the top tower. Mundo's probably going to die here if it doesn't back for like right now.
And
they have intervention as well.
There's
so,
the ult coming in. He's dead. Good cocoon dodge, but you're dead.
It was just it was probably no missed call. He had no jungler top lane to help him
Kale. I feel like Kale should have stayed top and really shoved down to the tower. One of her big strengths in being a pick is how well you can push a tower. It looks like they'll be able to get it without her.
She isn't wanting to miss minions middle though. That's why she's going middle.
Yeah, and they do get it without her, so that's good call on her part. This is, why I'm not playing this game. This is why I'm a caster, not a player.
Jarvan decided to actually not go top either. Jarvan could have went top and kind of helped it, but like if he would have got caught by Cocoon, he probably would have died. Like the only reason why he could have went top is because of Olaf. Olaf didn't have any mana.
Right.
The fight bottom is I feel like Tristana and Thresh are definitely doing a lot better this game than they did last game with Jinx. Thresh are definitely a lot more on their game, and they're really going hard on Illusion this game.
They're forcing Leona to play defensively, which is not something you think about with Leona.
No, they're really being aggressive towards Illusion, which is good.
Yeah.
Like, we're seeing Tristana coming out of this a lot stronger right now.
Oh, God.
Insta flash coming from LeBlanc there the second she saw Kale flash.
That was very, very well done on her part, but that's scary because you're just sitting here and suddenly there's a Kale up in your face. You've got to react immediately. Now they know that they have brush control. They're waiting for this Tristana to just get too close. Such a very, very patient spider. Misses her cocoon. Okay. Well, these things happen.
We'll see what's going on here.
Oh, ult comes in, cocoon comes in, Zenith misses.
Good play and box there by Thresh there. He's definitely keeping his team alive so far. And he almost hits the
forces the flash though. And now Leona's just caught between Yordle and
Thresh saving the day there. Oh my, that flay. Three-person flay and then also a box. That was huge play from Thresh there.
It was exceptionally well done. And we saw similar plays from him in the previous game.
Yeah. He's playing so well right now. He's definitely he's trying his best to do what he can for his team. Olaf here looks like he's pathing around. He's going to try and jump onto the Mundo, but Mundo, if he doesn't have his ult, he's okay. But he did dodge the axe, which is the important part.
Yep.
Like they both actually equally slow each other, like the same amount. It's kind of funny. You see the dragon's been taken already from the blue, red team.
Yep.
One thing to note is like there's a huge CS. Like
Thresh, no, you're doing so well. Triss does jump in. You've also got
that was a weird jump in, but it worked.
It kind of was. Oh, you have the
intervention come out.
Thank you. All of that over a blue buff.
Well, it's an important buff to get, especially for Kale. Kale really wants to have a blue buff. We'll see what happens here. I don't think she's actually going to be able to take it.
No?
Kale making sure she does get it though.
Yeah.
Olaf is pathing down middle right now. He's just, since he's got the lane so shoved up, he's just roaming middle. That and Dragon's going to be up in about another minute here.
That's one of the big advantages to an early tower, really in any lane, is being able to shove it that much farther, force your lane opponent to be farther back, and that gives you the opportunity to expand that presence and that power across the map.
Right now, Kale's about 50 CS ahead of LeBlanc. The only difference is LeBlanc does have one kill, which is helping her out quite a bit. And then it's just the top lane is quite even. The jungle is, well, at least has 2 kills, so that's tough to deal with right now. And she's really going to snowball that for about the next probably another 15 minutes. Especially if she gets about 1 or 2 more kills.
Yep. Gold is actually in favor of red side only by about 3k.
Yeah.
Not terribly bad. Oh, and Mundo finding himself overextended. Ignite does come down to say your region is not that great anymore, Mr. Good Sir. And that's another kill in the pocket of Kale, her first for this game.
He was way too overextended without any wards there. He definitely didn't need to be there, I feel. Like, he could have just won back, bought a ward.
God, these hooks. These hooks, man, are fantastic. Good. Leona ult is going to keep her safe. Quick pulling does not come out. Excuse me. That must have just been his passive and I misheard.
Yeah.
Oh, and that ward lives.
They're actually choosing to stay quite a bit longer here because they know that Dragon is up soon, and they just instantly jump onto Elise and get some damage down.
Yep.
But we see all 5 people of red team are at the Dragon right now, whereas Mundo isn't there, and he needs to teleport right now.
They need to get in. There's a lot of damage coming around for them this blue time.
Here comes the teleport coming from Mundo.
Red team does snag that. Colin does come out, and that's doing a lot of work to LeBlanc. Mundo finally getting into body block, and Jarvan feeling a little weak, leaves his Cataclysm up as he flashes out of it. And the end, nobody's going to die, although there were a couple of close
Jarvan
calls.
is probably going to die here.
Oh, yeah. Didn't even see. And, okay, so there's the one big death, plus Red also snagged Dragon. And blue may look to push down a tower off of this, would probably be the best move that they can make, but they've got to go real fast.
Mundo was a little bit late on his teleport. I think if he would have did a right from spawn, it would have been a lot better.
Yep. Undertow did catch 3 people. Cocoon catches 1. Again, the ult comes out of Mundo. Again, the Ignite says no. Yeah. Another Undertow onto Thresh, who tries to hook across the way, just by himself some time. So in the end, that's actually going to be 3 deaths plus on blue side. Dragon and bot lane turret.
That's definitely not what blue wanted right now, because like at this point, that's just putting them so much farther behind than they need to be right now.
Yep.
And Kale's 2-0-4. Kale and Elise are the people who are really making some things happen right now.
Yes.
Whereas last game we had Olaf making a lot of plays, but once again, we find that Mundo is not really farming. He's just trying to be their first team, and Mundo just needs to get farmed.
Yep.
Like, he shouldn't ever be trying to fight. He should always be farming and then only show up whenever his team desperately needs him in a fight.
Like that Dragon.
Like the Dragon, however, he just died instantly, and he's getting caught out. Like, when you play Mundo, you have to know that you're using your ultimate a lot. You have to use it a lot sooner to actually get your health regen. Then like he was at half health and he just got instantly caught and just bursted down so fast.
A lot of people would think, well, okay, it does say, oh, there's a little bit of jump on KO. I thought that maybe they'd play off the chain.
They were just getting that turret and forcing them back because they know that a lot of people have to back right now, so that's what they're just kind of waiting on.
Yeah, very, very good sort of counter push, as it were. You know, you take our turret, or we'll take yours. But yeah, a lot of people would say, well, with Mundo, you don't want to use his ult right away because it consumes based on current health. So if you use it low, it costs less. Except that then you're probably dead because you're low. I mean, they're saving ignites for his ult. There's no doubt about it. Oh,
you might as well. Like, if you have no other ignite target, you might as well put it on Mundo whenever he pops his ultimate, so he just doesn't get the regen. But we'll see how it goes. Other than that, we're just seeing, once again, we're seeing red team this time with just a huge significant advantage. They've just taken more objectives. They've had they've got 2 dragons, 4 towers, and like they're cleaning up on the kills better, and that's a huge problem. In this game, we saw Elise go for Ancient Golem instead of Spectral Wraith as her item. I'm not too sure why she decided to do that as her choice of item, but instead she's going for more of a tankier build on Elise this time, which is proving to be, she's 4-0, so I guess it's working.
Yeah, I mean, she's almost leading the game in gold. She's just behind Kale on that.
Exactly.
But you know,
you got the 4 kills.
Well, the 4 kills and 1 assist versus 204, but also up about 40 CS.
At least the Spider-Man's ended up picking up the blue buff there, but that happens all the time. At least for me, it does too. We see Elise bottom lane right now. She's just looking to create pressure as much as she can and like really force things happen.
Yep. They want to continue
at least
I
right
don't.
now,
I don't even want to call it a stranglehold. I just want to say just the raw pressure across the map. Where does blue team go? What do they do? Continue to dictate that from red side, and
well, at this point, like you have so much pressure on the like Elise can do whatever she wants here.
Good hook, good box. Lucian does fall pretty quick as Jarvan comes in, and Elise is here. She does have double, but she's feeling a little on the weaker side. She does try to come down onto Triss there, and yeah, she's down to half health. She is tanky, like you said, and she's doing well for it. Oh, max range cocoon there on Mundo.
So what happened is just Thresh making another good play.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, Thresh is just doing fantastic.
He's setting up all the plays, and
flash cocoon. And okay, well, you can't make too many plays when you're dead, but he was a little low.
Like the base, they have wards everywhere, and that's why they're just getting caught at this point. We have like red team can see everything right now, and Olaf has made it down here as well. So
oh, that's a lot of damage. So Elise is going to end up going down. Kayle caught in a Cataclysm as it looked like we ended up flash into the Cataclysm.
Yeah.
Double kill.
Don't think that was wholly necessary, but you know, whatever works.
The biggest thing right there is we didn't have. I think Elise was hoping for intervention from Kayle, but Kayle just didn't get it onto Elise in time.
Okay.
Because I would have kept her alive. Because intervention is still up, it just hasn't been used, so they can tower dive pretty hard here. Mundo still doesn't have his items finished yet, so he's kind of. He's building a little awkwardly, I find. Like, he didn't finish Sunfire and then he just started building Kindle Gem.
So he's going for Spirit Visage, but not before finishing Sunfire?
Yeah, I guess so.
That's the only thing I can think of is he says, well, you know what? I need more out of my region, so I suppose I'll go for that instead.
Yes. Dragon is spawning in 14 seconds here, so red team is just waiting for it to spawn. They have complete vision control of blue side's jungle, so like they'll see them coming from very, very, very far away. And
perfect timer there on red team to snag that dragon. Literally, is it 1, 3, 4, 5 second dragon?
Yeah.
Take notes, guys. That's how it goes.
It doesn't take long with Elise and Olaf there, and like just the amount of damage that they can put out on something like that. Right now, like blue is.
I feel like they're trying to figure out what to do.
I wouldn't even say that. Like, just the key lanes that need to be winning aren't winning hard enough, I find. And, like, we're looking for, like, the jungle hasn't made any major impact in the game, I find. Like, he's tried to be there, but, like, he's just being beat really hard in the jungle by Elise.
Yeah, Elise.
There's nothing he can do right now.
She's setting up the dominations for this game. I mean, it really, really helped with the last game. Olaf just had a bit of his own, self-support there.
Yeah.
I was looking at the vision, and now there are some wards down for blue side, so they've got a little bit of vision going around. They're not too bad off. But man, red just sees a ton. They've really got a good feel for the general map.
Well, the reason why that they wanted so much into blue side's jungle there is because they were looking to push that bot lane tower and then also set up for dragon. Like, it's actually like they have a plan and they have a strategy of what needs to get done and why it needs to get done at this point. Like right now, I think they're looking to pressure this blue buff here, and then also if they can snag the Baron.
The blue ends up going to Tristana there. LeBlanc getting called out, and she tries to get away, and it doesn't quite work.
So one thing that you did notice that I noticed there is that if you know Elise's W in human form, it shoots out the what's it called?
The little spider?
Yeah, the little spider.
Yes.
The volatile spider thing. So if she throws that out in spider form and then switch it, or she throws that on human form, switches spider form, and then actually does the Q animation towards,
the chomp, it automatically shoves the spider forward.
It throws the spider at that person, and that actually was what picked up the kill on the ball.
Oh, good hook coming in there as the Ragnarok had just ended. Again, Thresh making plays, man. Gotta give him props. Turret does go down, and
blue team just they had to give up the turret. Like, they can try and fight for it and see if they can pick up an easy kill, but otherwise they're just being beaten so hard here that they have to back off.
I hesitate to say that the game is over, but
they're 10k behind. It's going to be very, very hard for them to come back at this point.
Okay, and LeBlanc
just
almost two-shot.
Yeah.
I feel like LeBlanc is falling off and Triss has not come into her own, so that's the problem. There's some good Triss damage coming in here. The intervention, however, comes out, does prevent quite a bit of the big stuff coming.
Nobody actually died there. Jarvan was very close to diving in, well, yeah, but at this point they're just going to take Baron off this, which they can do because like Elise is 7, 1, and 3. Like she can do whatever she wants right now. She's probably going to go Negatron Cloak into, I think, Abyssal Scepter.
She's got 2,200 to spend, so.
Yeah. I'd like to see her put in Abyssal Scepter's next item just to really carry hard from the jungle. And Kitten is just playing insanely well this game.
Yep.
Kale's at the point where like Kale Qs LeBlanc and takes her down to half health in one hit, so LeBlanc is just not really a factor in this game at this point. We'll see if blue team keeps trying to pull this game up, but at this point I honestly don't see them coming back. They're just too far behind.
If Trist really picked it up, like if she picked up,
she just can't though. Like at this point, Olaf is getting too tanky, and she doesn't have the Last Whisper to chunk Olaf down.
She'd need a Bloodthirster and a Last Whisper at this point to be making up for the falling off that LeBlanc is having. Yes. Especially a 2-kill LeBlanc. She's got one completed item.
Yeah.
She went Home Guard.
Yeah, at least finished off her GA, so she's just going to look to dive deep into the enemy lines and just cause as much disruption as she can.
Yeah. That Negatron on Elise did end up going into Guardian Angel at only 25 minutes, so usually what's the last item is instead the
That's the kill, the end the game item right there for Elise, I find. She's just they're going to just push out their lanes.
She'll repel in, do a lot of damage, take a lot of damage, come back alive, and then don't.
Or even just walk in and then use repel after GA to disengage out of the fight.
Yeah. Alrighty, so with the Baron buff and the fresh items, Red looking to put the squeeze in on Blue's bot lane. Red's only lost one turret. It's just in mid lane, and Kale is shoving that up, so they don't even have to worry about that. I was going to say, Blue's kind of pushing up mid just on minions, but not so much. And Kale, like I said, this is kind of one of her strengths, is that she is a pretty good pusher for a mid laner.
Yes.
When you build her heavy AP, such as, Lich Bane.
Oh, she just obliterates the waves with Righteous Fury.
Yeah, and you throw on Nashor's too, and it's just it's phenomenal.
Mondo's trying to hold that as best as he can, but at this point, I don't this fight's not going to go well. LeBlanc hasn't been able to pick anybody out of these fights at all, and they're just trying to hold as best as they can.
Yeah.
Mondo's actually chunking Kale quite good, but not quite enough.
Mundo started off full health, and considering how tanky he's supposed to be, there's a cocoon landing, and that's just it. I mean, the cocoon goes down, and what can you do? Turret is down now. That Kale Q is just hitting so hard. Grimacia is shouted. We don't know what that means. It means that there's going to be all sorts of all-ins going. Jarvan falls, Mundo falls, Thresh falls, and I think that might be a surrender.
Yeah, we're probably going to see the surrender here, or else they're just going to end the game here real fast.
Yep. Triss, she just wasn't able to really.
She couldn't. The game just didn't go on long enough.
Yeah.
Which is, it's not really her big thing. It's just there's just too much damage coming from certain champs in this game.
There are GGs being called, and yet still the fight goes on. Oh god, that calling.
A summoner has been.
And that's going to go ahead and be that. So we're going to be looking to move on to the finals. We will be back as we organize that real quick. Stay tuned.
If you ask me, it's all a bunch of noise.